Jeff, 105.7 The Point, Everything Alternative. Coming up on the big program today, 4:05. We have more information about the big float trip coming up. Also, a break just entitled God Said So. It's because God said so. And in about an hour, who knew the Amish had cell phones, and it really didn't take this guy too long to get himself in trouble with said cell phone.
He figured out how to use it in a bad way real quick.
Right. Lux is over there. How are you?
I'm good.
Before we open our thing here and get into Gettin' With You, just want to throw this out there because I know, Tom, in the past you were a porn connoisseur in the past. The guy had a free 99 rentals from this company that we each got, and you went through it in 3 months?
3 months.
99 pornos.
Wow.
3 months.
That's commitment.
Do the math. I think Powder was coming out by the time he would hit 97.
I walked in there, they went,
what is that, baby powder?
I walked in there, they go, that midget porn didn't work out for you, did it?
Try this now.
I was just giving it a shot.
I was, and I don't know, and I'm not suggesting you watch porn, know anything about porn, any of that kind of stuff.
Not a complete stranger to it.
I don't know. But I saw a documentary last night on HBO or something called Porn Utopia. Have you seen this? And it was basically behind the scenes of the porn industry. And it was about 7 years old because they had an interview with Jenna Jameson, and she looked like she used to, and which means she still had, you know, a little bit of meat on her. But they were following a couple of 2, 3 different people. But anyway, I found out that, and I guess this makes sense in one instance, but in another instance it doesn't, that women make a lot more money than men in the porn industry.
Yes.
Really?
I would, from an effort standpoint, I would say that that would be wrong, but I understand why it is, I guess because guys buy and rent porn to look at the women, not the schwanzes.
You got it.
Now, looking at a statistic like that, does that include man-on-man porn? Because I did see something. I thought it might have been like one of those MTV specials on, you know.
Just say you were looking at gay porn. It's okay.
No, but I thought they'd said that men who do gay porn make the most amount of money. Like that's where the money is. That's why supposedly straight guys do
gay
porn.
for pay.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
But when I heard that, I was kind of not shocked, but I was like, on one hand, it makes sense because women are the ones that drive the industry from the inside out, not from a consumer standpoint. But girls can fake it, I guess is what a dude is either ready for action or he's not ready for action. You can't fake that. You know what I mean?
I think you just have to think about all the stuff that can be done to a chick versus what the dude has to do. All the stuff that we are putting up with on the taking and receiving end.
The difference in
she's got to be showered down afterwards.
Yeah.
The difference in pay is like guys 500 to 1,000 maybe a day, girls anywhere between 2,500 and 10 grand a day.
What this thing said, and this price is going to be skewed because it's 7 years old, but what this thing said, a contract girl, which is a girl that works for one company and only does their videos, is what I understand. Tell me if I'm wrong. She'll make anywhere from $70,000 to $90,000 a year, but she'll only be doing 3 or 4 movies per year.
Wow.
A freelance girl, to make that much money, would have to do 2 or 3 movies a month. That kind of thing. And then they interviewed Jenna Jameson, and she was like, here's the reason why women make more money than men in porn. Every single guy out there would be like, oh, I can put Peter North to shame. I can put him to shame. And she'll say, all right, whip it out and get yourself
ready to go.
Ready to go in 5 minutes. Let me see you do that. And oh, by the way, you got to do that in front of 40 strangers with cameras. And they're saying, okay, hold on, let me move the camera. Now get over here and do this. You know what I mean? And then you got to stand there for 5 minutes while they're doing stuff, but you still got to be ready to go. Not everybody can do it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought it was incredibly interesting. I think there was a movie last night called Bitch Needs to Be Gotten With and stuff.
Wasn't starring me.
No. That is one thing I think you will never do.
Nope.
So here's the deal. You answer questions about love, sex, relationship, TAJ at 1057thepoint.com, and you have a couple of them for us now.
All right. This one says, Dear Lux, I'm worried that I'm stuck in a pattern. Every guy I've dated seriously has turned out to be what you would nicely call a fixer-upper. They seem okay, but the issues don't really come out until after I've invested myself in the relationship. I'm too old at 32 for wasting time. What is the best way to avoid getting into relationships with these people in the first place? How should I tune my antennae to spot trouble early and run? Well, my advice here is before going to look for a guy, go ahead and explore the qualities and like attributes that you want from a guy. So the instant there's a hint of something that you don't want, you literally have to be straight up honest with them. Don't be afraid that you're going to lose the guy, or don't be afraid you're going to offend him, because the truth is, you have to be selfish. That's the only way I can say it. You have to be selfish.
Now, I'm sure that this is an age thing, but is it true that a lot of girls will settle for a guy, especially, for not permanently, but temporarily, for fear of being alone their entire life, for fear of growing old alone and being a cat lady?
I think so. I mean, that's everybody's fear, is to be the lone,
the one person who's not with somebody.
You don't want to be that, but
yeah.
I think a lot of people take too much for the fear. They don't want to say, "Hey, I don't like it that this happens," because they're afraid the guy's going to go, "Well, then I don't want to be with you." Well, the truth is, if you don't like that and they're doing it, then you don't want to be with them.
Right. 90% of the answers to 90% of the questions that are asked of you can be summed up as, if you're honest with yourself and that person, things will work out in the end.
Yes,
right?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
So look for those attributes.
Communicate.
Things you don't want, things you do want. The second you start to see that hint, like, oh, don't think to yourself, oh, it can be fixed, or, maybe it was just this one time. No, just say, that's not what I want, and if they're willing to, be open to the idea of fixing it, great. Right. If not, just...
And it's also a bad choice to try to change somebody as well, correct?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
You roll your eyes as if you've been there.
I have many times before. All right, this is email number 2. Hey Lux, I'm in a great relationship of 3 years. My boyfriend has a platonic female friend named Megan, whom he met at work last year. Every time I've been around her, she flirts with him overtly and shamelessly. Usually it's framed as a joke, but sometimes it really crosses the line, such as a recent time when she actually grabbed his crotch at a restaurant.
Whoa!
He pushed her hand away and kind of laughed it off, but it still irked me. I think I'm totally reasonable when it comes to trusting my boyfriend around other women, but I think Megan's behavior displays an utter lack of respect for me and frankly makes her look ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure where the question is here, but I think that if I do the math correctly, you've been with the boyfriend for 3 years, he met the Megan a year ago, so clearly, there's more time with the girlfriend, so if she says, this is not okay, this behavior is not okay, then he should be open to, all right, I need to tell Megan to cool it.
Yeah, who are you sleeping with, who are you having a relationship with? You need to go with her opinion as opposed to the friend.
Yes,
thing.
And honestly, any chick who would do inappropriate behavior like that isn't respecting his choice to be with you. Now,
in the same respect, though, you don't want to fall into the Rachel and Ross thing from Friends where Emily, his fiance, was telling... You can't have your spouse tell you who you can and cannot be friends with.
No, that's definitely not.
But there's a line that's been crossed here.
Yeah, it's, if your boyfriend says to Megan, hey, I want you to respect my choice, which is to be with my girlfriend, just respect that and keep that kind of behavior to yourself. Don't be grabbing at me, and especially when you're around me and my lady, be respectful of our choice to be together and respectful of her rightful claim to me, that kind of thing.
That's why she's giving the advice.
Otherwise, you can go take a squat somewhere else.
Yeah, she's not a real friend if she's not respectful of your choices.
I know you don't like to be blindsided by questions, but you mind if I ask one off the texter here?
Sure, go ahead.
Lux, how can Tom get that jar of applesauce out of his... Oh, can't say that.
I never put a jar.
Come on, then how did it get there, Tom? It's on.
I wouldn't say jar
internet.
of applesauce, but I would say giant pitcher of cold coffee.
Right. Lux, what times are you going to be at the Barons on Saturday, the 25th?
Ooh, starting at 2 p.m. It goes from 2 to 6, I believe. Vinyl Baby, the band that's going to be playing at the Flow Trip, you can get your first look at them because they'll be playing. And I'm giving 311 and Sublime tickets every 10 minutes. That's 25 chances to win.
Oh my
Totally
goodness.
worth the drive, and there's wine involved and me.
Nice.
Me and
wine,
and
her,
tickets.
and tickets. What else do you want? That's Lux. We'll hear you at midnight tonight, right?
Yes, midnight.
What else are you doing besides the Barons thing? Anything else coming up?
Just getting ready for that Flow Trip.
That'll be good times,
I've been
right?
starting to get my camping gear together as I need to find where I drunkenly put that
Right,
last year, so
right.
it's going to take a little while, but yeah, Barron's Winery, Saturday, 2 o'clock.
Good deal.